Since 1st March 2022, the Board of Directors at the University of Kigali selected Professor Prof Rugimbana as the new Vice-Chancellor to lead the institution. Professor Prof Rugimbana is a renowned educationist with 30 years of experience in the management of higher institutions. He has lectured thousands of students and chaired various departments in different universities across Australia and South Africa. The Tanzanian-born researcher authored more than 130 research articles, and his experience was a decisive factor in his selection as the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Kigali. In a one-on-one with IGIHE, Professor Rugimbana expressed his impression on the university from a cultural point of view to the infrastructure and state of studies.
And to be honest, I'm impressed because you're looking at a university that's been operationally active for only about 7 odd years. And in that time to now, and if you look at the statistics in terms of admissions, in terms of graduations, last December they graduated more than 2,000 students. And this is despite the issues of the pandemic, the issues of introducing new technologies, etc., and the cost of running a private entity. I think they have done amazingly well. So I'm very pleased with what I've seen so far in terms of the infrastructure, but mostly in terms of the promoters, if you like, vision, in terms of what they talk about and what they expect of individuals like us. They're very approachable, and I think when you have that kind of communication, you're more likely to be productive and at least assist the university than working in a kind of vacuum. So definitely the impression that I've had so far of the university is that they're punching well above their weight. When you look at the basic standard measures of performance on which we measure quality, and I'd wish that that kind of progress continues and grows. Yeah, as you said earlier, the pandemic was definitely afflicted many institutions in different ways. But inadvertently, it also made us more creative. It also made us look for ways around the problem to still impart knowledge. And the University of Kigali has invested very heavily in mixed methods teachings, including blended learning, online learning. It's already there. And we are in a position where we will be able to teach someone situated in another country quite readily. So this is something that has already been started and is working quite well. I was reading a document, it might have been last month, where they were saying that there's nearly 200 million students are now either involved in online or some form of blended learning, where there's some online and some face-to-face. And so it is the way of the future, there's no question about it. However, there are cases where you notice resistance, especially in Africa, where we are used to the teacher being at the front, visible, the interactiveness. It will take a little while, I think, to assure the students that they're being heard, they're being listened to, and to make sure that the technologies that we use are basically the kind, or they have a kind of quality that they allow for that kind of teaching without breakdowns and people being lost because of reception or data and so on and so forth. There's a lot of considerations that have to be made, but it has started. And from what I hear, it is working well. And my role will be to see what are the best practices in other universities. What are they doing to make sure that these new systems of teaching and learning are actually available, accessible, and are free from the kind of faults that have sometimes frustrated people.